Hello, boys and girls. Yeah, new stream. Welcome, Simon and JJ Block. Yeah, here we go again. So I actually found out the issue that I was facing in the last live stream. Sorry, I'm eating a croissant. Yep, still working on modded maps or custom maps or whatever we call it. And last time we had this issue of everything being kind of having a white tint on it in these custom maps, and I think I figured out why it happened. Not specifically, but I think I know what I'm doing to make it this white tint. So I also know what I can do to make it not be there. But I'll show you in a moment. I just need to eat my croissant. But I will stay on this screen here because it's not pretty, you know. So how is everybody? So are you on the bus, Keltusar, or school, or morning, Amnesty? Morning and morning. It's 5 p.m. here. A croissant, man. Yeah, you can see the last bit of it here. Focus. Focus. It's seeing my face, so it's trying to. Come on. Okay, damn it. Übersteuern. What is that? Yeah, it's blurred. Camera wouldn't pick it up. But that's the problem of having getting a better camera. I have now, everything is so clear, so you can see all small bumps and pieces of croissant. But anyway, let's get to the stuff that we are actually here for. Because let me do a little intro. In the last welcome everybody. But in the last devlog 2 days ago, Monday I think it was, I continued working on this custom map support, and that is going fine. I had an issue where if the skybox was set in the custom map, it looked all weird and had this weird white tint on it. And I can actually show you the problem here, because now I made the skybox in the custom map even more crazy, just to really test it out. So actually, let me start out by showing you that. So, so here I have my custom map. Yes, I know. But it's to test that I made it this ugly and this crazy just to test out that the game actually overrides the skybox in the custom map. And then you can say, well, oh, I want my own custom skybox in my custom map, but the skybox works together with this day and night cycle and everything. So right now that's not possible. In the future I might add something so you can kind of preset if you want to have a specific weather, like you want to have snow in your map continuously or something like that, we might be able to do that. But the skybox, I think, will stay as it is. It will be controlled by the game. It won't be something you can change. So I think you can live with that, because that skybox that I have in the game now, right now it looks the same all the time, but it actually can do a lot of stuff. I just haven't used these features yet. So to test it out, I have a crazy skybox here in my custom map, and I have these 2 pizza places and a lot of houses here actually to show off some, test out some occlusion calling, but we can get into that. But that's more kind of a hardcode gamer thingy, or developer thing. But okay, that's why we're here. So this is the map with this weird background. So let's jump into the game, and let me see if I have any changes. I don't. So right now the thing is not fixed, because I want to. I figured out and had some code that showed me that it worked, and I have undone that because it was just messy and quickly done just to test things out. But now I know why things are happening, and that's why I want to show how it looked before and the problem, so we can see when it's fixed. Okay, so going in here, and we have the custom maps, and this is the new map here. So let's load that. Let me look at chat. Meanwhile, I wouldn't focus because it was too close for the focus range. Oh yeah, okay, maybe, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. It can do some macro thingy. I think I have the Sony CV1, I think it is. And it have a pretty fast, okay, it's not the fast, I might change the speed a little, but it's very good at, focusing on faces. So as long as it can see my face, it will try to focus on that. And then, hopefully, I get maybe it's too, yeah. But anyway, doesn't matter. The croissant is gone anyway. You can't see it when it's down there. Sorry. So see, focus. Focus. Okay, so maybe it was too close. You can get the rest of it here. No. Let's drop it. Anyway. Also another thing, in the last live stream I was saying that it was a little annoying, being live, because I couldn't listen to the music I normally listened, and lately I've been listening a lot to Disney songs, but it could also be a lot of other, copyrighted music. So that's why I can't listen to it on stream, because it's copyrighted, so I can't listen to Disney songs here or anything else basically. And I know I could do it so you didn't hear the music, but I could hear it in my headphones or something like that. But to me it feels super weird. I'm listening to some music you can't hear. I know some streams do it because then you can have your own music on your end, but yeah, I don't know. I just like having the same as you are here. Anyway, let's go back here. Okay, let me take a chat for a bit here. I would release the lab as a mod map. Yeah, I could. Well, I don't know. I couldn't really, because it contains some stuff that is not in the mod tools yet, I think. But yeah. Will we have any game other than Fireworks Mania in the future? So if I will make other games, potentially, yeah, in the future. But right now, I see myself work a long time on this game, because there's so much more I can do. So I'm not looking into or planning or anything other games than Fireworks Mania. So this is it for the next years to come. I hope, at least. That's my plan, at least. There's so much more I can do. Yeah, okay. Killstar also answered that. Sorry. Hi Tim, players come to support. I just played Fireworks Mania and released a video. Oh, cool. Wee. Thank you. Nice. And Rick Schilder, will there ever be multiplayer? Multiplayer is, I can't promise multiplayer because the game is built from ground up to be single player, but I'm also trying to build it in kind of a loosely coupled way, so I hopefully can. I already have refactored the game many times, so it might be possible, but I can't promise multiplayer in the game, but I can promise that I will look into it and try it out and see if it is possible, if I can make something. But that's on the to-do for next year. So next year I will give it a try and yeah, of course, share on live stream and videos the progress of that. But this year is mainly for building a better foundation to exactly build something like multiplayer or career mode or more fireworks or more different types of fireworks or more maps or a lot of other stuff. So and as you know the custom maps is one thing we're missing. We're missing an updated workshop that can work better because the UI is not really good for if you have a lot of mods and not super stable and stuff like that. And we want to have mod dependencies, and yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that is mainly behind the scene things that you as a player is not directly interested in, but these things are something that you as a player will benefit from because modders and I are able to create many more fun experiences, and you will have a better experience installing, uninstalling mods and playing mods and all that. So yeah, there was a long talk about that. But multiplayer is on the schedule for next year. Sometimes I will look into it. So let's see. Looking forward to your development of new fireworks gameplay. Yeah, cool. As I said, right now I'm working on custom map support so that modders can create more maps. Right now there's 4 maps in the game. I will still add more maps in the future, like as native maps. But right now it makes more sense for me to add custom map support because then modders can add many more and most likely better maps than I can. Again, that benefits players a lot because there's more content to play around in, and it's even more fun for modders also to be able to do more stuff. Yeah, so we go and check out the workshop in the game and see what we already have in there. I bought your game twice, by the way. I hope you enjoy the money. Oh, cool, Rick. On purpose or mistake, or hopefully on purpose. I know I've heard for somebody that they bought it multiple times because they got their Steam account hacked, so they had to create a new one and then buy it again. So yeah, it's enough you only buy it once. But of course, buy it 100 times I'm also happy, but it should be on purpose and not by mistake or by being forced to it. But of course you can buy it as a gift for multiple people. Anyway. Why is the stream not listed? Yeah, that's another thing. I changed. Yeah, this streaming thing is, as you might have seen online, it seems like all the cool kids. Let's do a full face one here. It seems like all the cool kids are moving from Twitch to YouTube for streaming. If it's a wise move, I don't know, but it seems like Twitch are doing a lot of stuff, and I was never big on Twitch. Most of my viewers are here on YouTube anyway. Not that I have a large channel, but more viewers here than on Twitch, and streaming on Twitch and then having videos on YouTube. It just, now that YouTube has actually been becoming more and better at live streaming, and with the new OBS version and stuff like that, it's much easier to go live on YouTube. So I kind of took the decision here after the summer holiday that, okay, let's try just to stream on YouTube. But because not everybody is into streaming, to to not clutter up my, the front page of latest videos and stuff like that. It is something I saw in another video, but then I decided to to make live stream. Well, it should be public now, the live stream, but it should be unlisted afterwards and then added to the playlist called past live streams, because only a few people watch live streams, on demand later on, and the ones who want to will find the playlist on my channel anyway and can go and find it and watch it. But so it's just, that's how I'm doing it now. I just changed it to be like that a week or two ago. So all live streams are now hidden, but they are all on the playlist called past live streams. So that's why. But hopefully this one should be listed as public right now. Where's the mouse? Let me just check here. But right when I sent out the link, I think it was unlisted actually. Yeah, so it is public now. So that's why it behaves a little different. And let's see if people just want them to be public, I'll just do that. But it's to serve the ones of you who want to watch live streams, and also the ones who don't want to watch the live streams and just want to see the videos. And yeah. Oh, Rick, okay, you got hacked, and that's, yeah, okay. So maybe it was you. Yeah, of course I enjoy the money. I get, twice the money if you buy twice. So it's fine, but I would rather have you wouldn't have been hacked. But sadly, that's not something I can do anything about. We want to add Chinese buildings or models. You have a lot of Taiwanese players. Yeah, but that's possible with the custom map support. Then when people can build, for Chinese New Year and more Asian-based style, that could be cool. Anyway, let's get back to it. Twitch is garbage, very good move for everyone. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking too. It's like, I'm also watching Twitch. Well, I was watching Twitch, but I also see myself not doing it that much anymore. And mainly I think it's because nothing happened on that platform for years. I started watching Twitch 5-6 years ago or something like that. And it's almost the same. It's the same thing. So it's really weird. And I'm never gonna be any partner or anything on that anyway. I'm not gonna, be bound to that platform. So it just seems weird. So to make it easy for myself also, I'll just stay on YouTube with live streams and videos. Anyway, let's get back. So we just started up here, and you can see I loaded in the custom map. You can see the skybox is actually the real skybox from the game. It works with this watch with the daytime. Everything is good, but as you can also see, especially here at night, everything have this kind of orange-white tint to it, right? Exactly. It gets that because it's set to be this wild orange tint and stuff like that in the other map and in the custom map. And what I'm doing right now is that I have two scenes when I load a map. I have kind of something I call map essentials. I will rename that in this live stream, I think, because I want to have a different name for that. But anyway, so my idea was to load that essentials scene first, that have the skybox, the UI and all that, the player and all that common stuff, and then load in the custom map afterwards. So we have these two scenes, and then we combine them into the custom scene. And it's the same way the built-in scenes, the built-in maps will be loaded. The problem is, when I do that, because the custom map is the scene that I map everything into, something, and I don't know what specifically that is, but something from that custom scene, lighting-wise, stays. and I can't figure out how to override that. So instead of I don't know if this makes sense to anybody, but so instead of taking my map essentials scene with all my custom with all my built-in stuff in the game and merging that into the custom scene, I'm now will try and do it the opposite way. So I take my custom scene and merge into the map essential scene that I created, because that one have the right lighting, because I set that up with sun directly with with every references set up correctly. And as you will see, hopefully that will make the skybox and all that tint thing go away and actually look correct. And then you might ask, why didn't you do that in the first place? Well, first of all, I didn't know this was a problem. And secondly, as you can see here, by doing it the first way I explained, how like I'm doing it now, I end up with a scene here that have the name of the custom map, and then have all the custom map stuff, and then all my in-game stuff. If I do it the other way around, the scene will be called the map essentials, which is not important for you because you can't see it. But when you try to, it doesn't matter. It was just easier to do a restart scene before. Okay, this is too crazy. But anyway, I can't explain that. It requires too much knowledge of how this works. But anyway, this is the reason why it's happening, because I'm merging the wrong way, apparently. So now let's try and do it the opposite way. So did it make sense for anybody? It require, well, if you are a player, of course, it most likely doesn't make sense. But if you are a little technical or developer, maybe it makes sense. Oh, that's cool, Weeby. You had a good time. I hope you have a lot of cool and funny hours in Fireworks Mania. Can you load multiple scenes at once? No, not at once. You can load one at a time, but you can load them. You can have multiple scenes loaded, but all lighting will be from the active scene. And if you merge other scenes into that scene at runtime, it's the scene you merge it into, it's that lighting setting that it will use. The lighting settings is bound to the scene itself, which is but I can actually, maybe I can show it just a bit here, because if I don't merge, let's try not just for a little fun here, that's not the one here. So if I don't merge the scenes, maybe I can actually show it at runtime. If I change the, oh come on, there you go. Yeah, the FMM module will most likely break a lot of that, because before everything was one scene. So as you know, you could just say, okay, load scene 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. That won't work. Well, actually, it depends on how you load it. No, if you just load it by the, it might actually work still. Because I'm trying to build it in a way so that the game itself figure out if this scene that you're trying to load requires these map essentials, and if it does and it's not loaded, it loads it. So it might actually still work, and I haven't changed the index of the scenes, so it might work still. There are modded maps now. Yeah, at least at runtime there will be multiple. You can't know how many scenes are, but basically the FML module will just load the scene, and then hopefully the game, the way I made it, if you just load it by the scene manager, I guess you're just calling the scene manager and then load. I have hooked up to that, so if you do that, it should automatically load the other stuff. Anyway, we'll test that out in a bit anyway, because I need it to work that way too in the editor, which is a third scenario. And I'm sorry, this is maybe I should have made a warning in the description, but this live stream is gonna be pretty heavy on the technical side. So JD Blocks, you can see here, so now I have two maps. Now it's not, before this one was merged into this one. Now I have my map essential stuff, and then I have the map here, and this is the one that is bold. I don't know if you can see that, but that's because it's the active one, and you can see it have this yellow tint. I think if I double click this one and make that the active one, it will change the lighting settings to something else. Yes, and now you can see the lighting settings. Now the sun is set up correctly because it's actually set up correctly in this one. And you can also see now that this tint thing is gone. And then you could ask, why don't keep it as two scenes while playing? Yeah, why don't I could just set, instead of setting this one as the active one, I could set this one. But we have to remember that the active scene is the one where things are spawned inside. When you just do an instantiation of something, it will be instantiated up here by default, which might also be okay. This is actually something I'm just thinking about now. I didn't think about that before. But I think also, yeah, this maybe also I can control a bit better. I'm just discovering now a different way of fixing this issue. Let's try it in code. I don't know if it makes sense, but I just uncommented the code that merged the scenes together. And right now I got in doubt if there is an issue with not merging them, just keeping as two separate scenes. I was thinking it would be simpler to have it as one scene. If you need to run through objects and stuff like that. I think it will be harder if you have two scenes. I don't know how it handles that. But I could really in this now I'm just playing around here. Okay, come on, man. Okay, now I'm confusing myself a little, but let's just try something here. So, if the scene we are loading, if that needs the essentials, then we set the essentials map as the active one, else we set the scene one. And why do I do that? I do that because some scenes don't need this essential, like I have a loading scene and I have a main menu scene and I have some other scenes that don't need that. So in order for you to fix the issue with the weird tint, we wouldn't be able to have custom lighting and processing settings to make the map look the way we want. Yes and no. Because it depends on what you mean. No, you cannot set. Well, no, your skybox changes will not be in the game. So you will have to make, as I also said in the other stream, in the beginning also here, the EnviroSky thing that I'm using can actually do a lot of stuff, and I can open up some of these possibilities to you via some some settings you can set on some scriptable objects. You can just set in the editor. So like the sky tint and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure I can override that at runtime, so you can have set something if you want to have, another color of fog or more fog or less fog or whatever. But it won't be exactly as you have it in the custom map, because I have to load, I decide I want to load all these things around the map, because we want to have that day and night cycle in all maps. I don't want to have every modders to create that themselves. I think I asked before, but don't know if you saw it before the stream ended. For example, if I wanted to add, exactly, ambient fog. That's something I can set in the Enviro Sky, and I think I can just provide some settings that you can set on, let's say on the map definition, for instance. So you set some kind of fog color and some how the fog should be, and then when I load your map, I take out these information and apply them to the Enviro Sky that will be loaded when your map is loaded. So you have right now you don't have, but I'm pretty sure I can do something so you can control some of it. And the same, I haven't tested it, but I guess the same, as I think we talked a little about it last time. I think the same applies to post-processing. I think if you install the same post-processing as I have in the game, and you create a global volume in the custom scene, I might think that it will be applied, because it's known on both sides. So I think it will work. But again, I haven't, as you can see, I barely made it work. So I haven't, all these details, I haven't tested that out. Also, ambient brightness 2, please, for forest area. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we can boil it down to like a few different settings you can control. Again, I don't know if I can do it, but let me just show you something here. So the Enviro Sky thingy here is, it's a little weird, but let's see, I think lighting here. So Ambient Sky Collar, I think I can change that. Yeah, so for instance here you can see we have something called Ambient Sky Collar. It's a setting on the Enviro Sky, and then Enviro Sky sets the lighting in Unity, and the way it's made in Enviro Sky is that you have a gradient here. So as I remember, I think this is 12 o'clock at night, then it goes over, and this is 12 o'clock a day or something like that. So this way you can control how the tint should be on the different times a day. So for instance here we can, now it's I don't know what it is now, but we can add, we can do like this, and then you can see we have kind of a blue Turkish tint, and I can go in and I can make it like darker here. So for instance, I'm pretty sure I could just include a gradient thing like this in a scriptable object, hopefully, and then take it over, and then you could control something like that. You can see now it's a much darker map. And there's also another one. Is that the ground color? I can't remember these. Which is which? No, that's not it. Is it the sky? I can't remember. But anyway, there's a few of these that I guess I could add a new version of in the map definition. You set it, and then when I load the map, I take these and apply it to Enviro Sky, and then it should work. So you will have more control, and I guess it will typically be exactly the ambient color, the light intensity, light color, from the directional light, and then the fog color and fog density. I think that's with these 4-5 settings you can do pretty much. much stuff. Hopefully the smoke from the tube pyrotechnic will improve the hold. It blocks the view when fired. Oh, okay. That's a mod thing, I guess. So did it answer your question, Amnesty? So yes, you should be able to do a dark forest, a darker town, or whatever. Yeah, and also your changes should, I guess, be mostly unrelated to what I do in my maps. Of course, you will still be, because it is a mod that is taken into the game, so you will be under. But that's also the benefit, you know. You will get everything around the map for free, you know, the player, the way you launch fireworks, all that stuff. And the day-nighttime cycle and all that. Hello, AT&T. And Guanaco is here too. In the bus again, yep. Oh my god, but I'm Taiwanese. But is the game Taiwanese? Is that? I think the game is translated to Chinese, but is that the same? Sorry for being. I'm not sure how. I know there's different versions of Chinese. What did I miss? I just added multiplayer. I added. no. You just miss me showing how I can fix this tint thing. And while explaining that, I figured out if I can actually do it in a simpler way for myself. Yeah. But anyway, what you missed, Guanaco, is that I fixed this. I figured out how I can fix this tint issue from last time, but now I have to decide how I want to fix it, because I can do it multiple ways. The stream has less delay. Yeah, it should be. I have in my new house here, I have super internet, so at least it's not my internet that's the problem. But if you're on the bus, that could also be kind of laggy. Cut Miki. I want to make mods for Fireworks Mania. Will it be hard for someone with no experience? I'm making mod. Kel'Thuzar didn't have any experience with Unity, and he managed to do a lot of mods. If it's hard or not, it depends, but it's made in a way so you can make new fireworks without writing any code. So you don't have to be able to code. And I made some videos, and we have a community in my Discord you can join with people like Kel'Thuzar, Guanaco, Amnesty, and others. JJ Blocks, that's the one that I'm in here now. But they're pretty skilled, and there are links to some videos I did to get you started and fix some common issues and problems that people run into. So but it's free, so you can just try it out. Worst thing that can happen, Miggy, is that it doesn't work. So that's the worst. But you can still code if you can, but you don't have to. And Kel'Thuzar can't. But he managed to get something done anyway. So okay. Anyway, let me get back here. Yeah. So now I just figured out that I could actually also just not merge it and then just have that other scene run and then have multiple scenes. Unity should have great. Okay, let me try something. It should have great support actually for multiple scenes. It's a very commonly used, especially if you have a big map, then you have different sections of a map in different scenes, so you can load and unload dynamically. Doesn't work in a game like this where you can see the entire map all the time. Then it's a little different approach you need to take. But anyway, let me try something. I want to see what the hierarchy thing from the console says when I have multiple scenes. Yeah, exactly. Amnesty have made, I don't know how many, a lot of fireworks, and he made it public so you can download that, and then don't just copy and put it up as your own, but you can look at it and you can copy and take from it and then change it to make it your own. So from just Amnesty's base you can make, I would say, millions of different fireworks just with that base, and then you can change it to your liking. Alexander, I tried coding, but the mod won't create yourself to the folder. Well, one thing you cannot do in mods is access the drive and create files and folders and stuff like that. And that's obviously due to some, to not have viruses and stuff like that in there. Make it harder for people to misuse. Press the fix it button. Okay, okay. So do you have live subtitles on this live stream? I don't know if we can that yet. Okay, let me just say something. So I want to see. What is it? It's called get scene hierarchy. Just want to see how that looks. It's a little annoying. Huh? Lock of size, exceed the maximum lock size. Yeah, but okay, apparently that's not the lock size. What? Okay. Okay, can I get a get object info, and then let's say terrain maybe? Okay, so even though we have, so the active scene is this map essentials, and this is the custom scene. But as you can see here, I can actually see the I can get to the objects in the other scene too. So that's good. Okay. So that's not a problem. Maybe then this is just a fix, really. So what happens when... So let's say we try and fix it this way. So we don't merge it, we have these two. What happens when I do the restart? Because that will most likely just load the map essentials and then nothing else. Hello Slay 3M. Where I'm from Denmark. Hello Lucas. I actually just earlier explained the music thing I was talking about in the other stream. the thing about listening to my own music while on stream, I know I can't listen to Disney songs here due to copyright things. And I also know I can just not output the music to you and then just I could listen to it. But I just find it a little weird that I'm listening to some music and you are hearing something different. So yeah, I rather just, I can live with this lo-fi, it's fine. It's a nice chill. Instead of me listening to Rammstein or something like that and you are listening to soft lo-fi. And just like it. Oh, Slay, hey, he's a Danish guy, yeah. But let's keep it in English so everybody can follow along. Fordi hvis jeg snakker på dansk, så er der sgu ikke så mange, der kan følge med. Yeah, a Danish guy making funny games. Yes, that's me. But anyway, getting back here, so you saw the restart button didn't work, and the reason it doesn't work is because the restart current map is sending this message, and it's sending the current scene name. And the current scene name is the map essentials, and we don't want to load that alone. So, what I can do, and I'm not sure where I want to put this, but we could do something like this and then call it last loaded or current loaded scene. And then we can make the setup private, so it can only be set from in here. And then we can, in this method down here, when we are actually receiving this message, then let me yes, then we are here. So before we start loading it, we can just save the scene name here. So now we have every time we load a map, we save the map, the name of that map into the current loaded scene name. Maybe I should call that name. So when I in here wanna restart the current map, instead of loading the get current scene map, oh, maybe I could just I could also just change this method to just return the current loaded map name. And this, because I have this method already, I forgot I had that one. Let's just make this private, and let's make it a private field instead. Like that. Then it's just set here, because there's no reason to make it public. Should never be able to see it outside anyway, and we have this method. So now this one is calling this method, and it's getting the current loaded map scene that we set when we loaded the current map scene. So now restarting should also work. Let's see. Yeah, it's cozy music, and if we want to have something that is a little more up-tempo, I also have this well, I have a lot of different, I have the chiptune stuff. And then we have some hi-fi. No, we don't, apparently. Yes, we have. This one, that's a classic. So now I'm both streaming and DJing and game development. Now we're making progress, so we can take a little more up-tempo music. Milk. Yeah. I guess Danny is working on the staying low on YouTube to actually make something. He also figured out it's kind of hard to make YouTube videos and make a good game, so he only made YouTube videos. You know what? Yeah, that's the. You know what time it is. I was actually about to record a short because I had both the croissant and the coffee thing, but then I was like, let's just start. But yeah, you're right. That's the. Know what time it is. Maybe I should make that a thing. Anyway, so let's see if the restart map. Okay, let's also spawn something so we can actually see it's restarting. Then we have this no listener. Noise. So here we have it again. Woohoo! Okay, so that's pretty cool, and no errors on anything. What if we go to the main menu? No audio listeners in scene. Why should we have that? I know why it's coming, but okay, I could add. I know why this is coming and I know how to fix it. But so now we're back here. Let's try and open up the town. That should also look correct now. DJ loud, yeah. Are you ready? That's more like I have stuff like that. I'm just shuffling stream beats playlists here. Okay, so town here, essentials. Okay, that's even. Okay, I think we got it now. But what about? And if I spawn something, that will anyway be up here because that goes under the fireworks manager. So that works still. Yep. No, let's go to back to the lo-fi. I think that's more us right now. So here we have a lot of errors, but that's no problem. That's because this blueprint here was actually made on the ranch, and that's bigger than the town. So some of the propane tanks is out of the map and falling through and getting destroyed, and therefore when it tries to find them and do stuff, it can't, and then it fails. That's not a problem. Oh yeah, I had one write earlier today that fireworks that he would like fireworks to be ignited by fire. Let's see if it works. Okay, maybe it's inside. Okay, it works. But it has to be kind of in the middle of the fire. It's not like all the fire particles can ignite, because it's cheating a little. But anyway, you saw it work. The fire ignited the fireworks, and now it's going nuts. Anyway, so okay. So that's pretty good. So that was actually a simpler fix than I was planning when I started this stream. So I have one scenario left that I want to test, because that's very important too. Because one thing is when the game is running normally and you come from the main menu and you load a map and all this happens and you go back to the menu, blah, blah, all that standard thing. But what is also important is that when I'm developing the game, that I can do that, you know, just by being in the level and pressing play and still have mods loaded and all that stuff and the essential. Because right now you can see that the skybox is gone, because the skybox is no longer inside the town scene. So let's first try and see what happens if I just start like this, if it automatically load the map essentials. And then afterwards I wanna also load the map essentials and see if that also works. so far it doesn't look good. Optimal script not found. Yeah. Okay. And I know why. So, got a lot of errors here, and I know why, I think. Let's see if this works. It's due to, for instance, all these stuff that can be exploded, they kind of require this destroyed. Yeah, you can see. It just showed up here. Okay, so that doesn't work like that, but that's fair enough. I know how to fix that. I just have to know that I need to load the essentials, and then the essentials need to be above the level I'm loading, I think. Maybe even be the selected one. Because now I think it loads the map essentials first, and then the map, so then everything is in order when the map starts loading, and then it's fine. Why did you make the game? I actually have a video on my channel you can watch afterwards. It's the one on the channel page. It was actually my oldest son asked me if I could help him find a game like this. And we couldn't, so I was like, hold my beer. let me take a look. And then 3 years later, here we are. So now that works again. Okay. So that's really nice. That's really nice. So it was super simple fix. Much simpler actually than I was planning. That's good. That's good. Let me check this in. Edit. Skip. Merge of scenes. And keep plus that's fine. Boom. So that was very good. Now I just need to make the other levels work the same way, which should actually be pretty simple, because I just need to delete stuff. We've seen. Yeah, Guanaco have 48k downloads on Hell Yeah mod. It's crazy. Yeah, and we just got past 3 million, I think. Look here. First of all, depending on the weekday, but you know, it's still here in the top ones, and you can see we are past 3 million mod downloads. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. The downside is that more bigger games are coming to Mod.io, so we need to keep it up, because soon we will be competing with first of all, Bone Labs just got in here, and you can see they went straight to second place, and I'm pretty sure when Arc joins, because Arc 2 will also use Mod.io, I read somewhere, so that will pretty much go to one of the first places here too. So yeah, they also realized that getting married to the Steam Workshop might not be super great, because then you can't sell your game on other platforms. So yeah, I'm actually happy I didn't went with the Steam Workshop. I know I'm still only on Steam, but you know, over time I could sell it on Epic Games, or do a console version, or Switch, or whatever. So it's better to be a little more free than that. Here. Very happy fireworks developer, yeah. Sorry, being a little late on chat. I kind of forget I've been part of this community for almost 2 years. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I started working on the game it was the New Year's 2018 to 2019, I think. That's where he asked me about that game, and I started. And then in January, and then we researched in the Christmas holiday, and then in January I was like, okay, let me try and give this a go. And then I started it up and did some. I might actually have, just for your eyes only, I think. Let me see if I don't have. Okay, it's on my NAS and that's not set up yet. Damn it. No, okay, I don't have these right here. I don't have the old versions. But I showed them in that video. I think I showed some of the first footage I recorded. If you make a multiplayer. If I make a multiplayer game, it will be this. I'm not making a new one. You can dance instead of fireworks. Pizzeria with other MANIA. Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff, but we have to make the multiplayer thing work first. But first things first, let's get the foundation of the game a little better, because that will also make the, for instance, all this scene loading I'm doing now should actually, I guess in theory, make the multiplayer a little easier, because I'm starting to control a little more when things are happening, when loading stuff and all that. Also the mod loading thing, all that stuff gives me more control of how things are loaded, which will be beneficial when we get to multiplayer, because there I have to also load stuff in a different way, in a specific way, and spawn in players and stuff like that. Like now I need to fix the maps, but afterwards I need to create some prefab component, whatever, that modders can place in their game to specify the spawn point. Right now the player is just spawning at 0.0.0 because that's easiest, but mod creators, custom map creators, of course needs to be able to place decide where the player should spawn. So all that goes pretty well hand in hand with, multiplayer, because also there you need to have a kind of a spawn point where you have to spawn a player, and no Steam Workshop, not very great. So Guanaco, you would like to have the Steam Workshop? Personally, I think it works. As a player, I think it works super weird. It's so weird that way you have to get mods outside and hoping that it's downloading when you subscribe to them, and Bone Labs is just released. What do I do to change the sky color with script? Right now you can't. Because even if you find your way to the render settings and change the sky color, the EnviroSky will override it every second, so it'll just be flickering, because you will set it to red and it will change it back, and so don't you can't do that right now, Alexander. $1 million Epic Games deal incoming. Yeah, that would be nice. But again, as I also said, I wanna stick to Steam. I wanna stick to Windows until I have a better foundation and a bigger game, really. Bigger, not bigger game, but bigger game. Quality-wise, content-wise, feature-wise, before spending time porting it to anything else. Because if I start porting and make VR versions and mobile versions and PlayStation and everything, I would spend all my time making the game work on all these platforms, and then nothing would happen with the game itself. Of course it will be nice for the people on these platforms, but I think they can wait for the game to get better to get it. If that makes sense. MG90 in Danish too. He says, I love the game you made. Keep up the good work. Thank you. But let's keep the chat in English, even though, because we are very few people who understand Danish. Men fedt, endnu en dansker. So, I think I will maybe be, I'm not sure how long I will stay, but let's fix the range. Let's try at least, because right now it won't work with this new, well, we can, we could, let's do something. I need to remove the managers, fire sky, so I don't know, mod manager gone with that, the UI gone, audio gone, it's gone. So it's basically just this. So the range should work now too. Again, because in this new setup, the maps are getting all the essential stuff from another scene, so I don't have to have it in all of them. Which also makes it easier for me to maintain, because then I only have to change it in one scene and then it's fixed and everything. That was a little tough before. So of course I start the wrong place, but what about mods? Do we have any mods? We have all my own mods, because I uninstalled a lot of them. Make it a little faster. We have this, and let's do this one. See if it works. This one works too. Yep. Yep. Okay, cool, so that works too. Yeah, console players can wait. Also, because before releasing a game on console, I would like it to be, you know, much better quality. You know, PC players are more, they can live with more stuff. Console players are a little more picky, especially console owners like Microsoft and Sony. Imagine your game become the new Minecraft, then please hire me in MANIA. Yeah, well, I don't think so, because this firework thing is kind of a niche thing. But you know, a niche can also in the game industry be a large group of people. So is a large group of people. So it doesn't have to be on the Minecraft level. That's it didn't sound like it ended super well for the guy who made Minecraft, really, to be honest. Yeah, he got a lot of money, but I think he also got a lot of problems. So I'd rather have a decent, good game a lot of people enjoy, and some people buy all along. That's fine with me. It's late night in Taiwan. Good night, all players of Fireworks Mania. It's time for me to go to bed. See you, wee wee. Wee wee wee. Wee wee. Wee wee. But yeah, see you. Nice to have you join. Remember to subscribe so you get notified next time I go live. Someone just took out a Nintendo Switch from nowhere next to me in the bus. Imagine they started up Fireworks Mania. That would be crazy. And you would be surprised. Oh yeah, I can... Let's amnesty the occlusion calling. You can also... I think you figured out Guanaco, but let's just... It is mainly for... It's only for the mod developers, but let's end up with that. Let's just... I update the range, that's fine. So, let me load the main menu so we can start there. Okay, and then let's go back to our... And actually I'm actually interested in something myself here also. Because, okay, so let's go in here. Let's go to the default skybox because I don't want to look at this one anymore. So it looks weird. So, okay, so here we are in our custom map. Everything is fine. We have this, yeah, okay. One of the things that will be the benefit of having this custom map support instead of the way you're doing it now is that Unity have something called Occlusion Calling. And I'm not 100% how it works. I don't know the details, but the idea is that all the items in your and this Occlusion Calling data is bound to a specific scene. So for instance, in the town, I have made all objects that are not moving as static, because then I can ask Unity, and I will show you in a moment how to do that, to build this occlusion calling data. And what that does is that it helps Unity to only render the stuff that the player can see. So if you are behind a wall, for instance, and can't see it between it, and stuff behind the camera is not, it don't need to render that. Because per default, it renders everything, also stuff that is behind you. So by having this, the game will run much smoother. Of course, it's not a silver bullet that fixes everything, because you can only do it with stuff that doesn't move. And for instance, the problem that you were also facing with the way you load maps now is that because you were loading your map inside the scene of the town, for instance, you were also under this occlusion calling that was built for the town. So when you loaded your map at 0.0.0, things would stop rendering depending on where stuff were in the town map. In the town map, you didn't see it because you couldn't see behind a house, so you didn't know that it wasn't rendered. But in your maps, things would look weird, and that's why you fixed it by taking up, I think you just added 10 or 20 to the y-axis of the custom maps to accommodate for this problem. But with this new custom map thing, you don't have that problem, because now it's your own scene, and that also means that you can build your own occlusion calling data for your scene. So, oh, Guanaco, okay, you will have to rewatch this live stream so you can see, because I'm showing it off here, this occlusion calling. But so let's start out by clearing this here. So here I have my map here, and right now there's no player in here because it's just a custom thing. But so if I do, again, the Unity I'm in here is what you will be sitting in as a modder. So you will just have, no cameras. Okay, no problem. We can add a camera. So let's just add a camera here at 0.0.0, maybe 1 here. And here we can see what it sees, and you can also see it here. So now we have a camera in the scene. And that means that we can now start it. We can't, control it or anything because we don't have a player. We could have a script so you could fly around if you wanted to test your own map a little. But of course you won't have all the stuff that is in the game. You have to load your map in the game to get that. But you can do stuff like this. So let's see. I'm actually not sure. Okay, so here. So right now you can see the camera here, and if we change to rotating here, so right now you can see that we can rotate the camera, but all these buildings are rendered all the time, right? Okay. Now all these buildings here, that's because we don't have any occlusion calling. So all these buildings here I know won't, if I could, okay. They are all marked as static. So that means that I have told the game that these won't move during gameplay. They will stay here. They won't even be, hidden or deactivated. They will stay like this because the occlusion calling will look at the bounding box of this one here and then not render stuff behind it, I think, if the camera is too close here. So if you go, so now all these greenhouses here, and maybe also these one, no, these one are not marked as static. So you can see these houses down here are not marked as static. Let's see if that have any effect. Anyway, so now I go to this occlusion calling tab, and if you can't find it, it's in window, rendering occlusion calling. Boom, and then you have this tab over here. So now we can hit the bake button. Okay, you can't see that for my face here, but there is a little bake button down here, and now it's rendering or baking this stuff here, and you can see it does this. It basically divides the scene into different cubes, and now we have. Oh, you can see that again. So now we have 5 megabytes of occlusion data, and we can also see some stuff here. We can see. But this is nothing to do with my game specifically, it's a general Unity thing. So let's click this visualization. Be on this tab, click the visualization, and then we can start the map again. And what you will see now is that if we do like this, so this is what the camera sees, that's the player basically. And now we can find the camera here. So now you can see that, and it even works with the terrain too. So now you can see the player can see this here. You can't see any difference over here, but all this stuff over here is not rendered. Not even the ones here that was not marked as static, but that's because Unity also does something for not static objects. But as you can see here, it now only renders the one that it can actually see. And the way we should also be able to see it, if we take it back to, I guess we can do it like this. If we take a look here, right now it's rendering 39.5. What is it called? Tris? I can't remember, but here. If I go in here now and clear this and we hit apply again, I think this number will go up. Yeah, you can see now it's rendering 71,000. I can't Tris, what is that short for? I can't remember, but it's something about how much 3D stuff it's rendering. So you can see that we can halve that by baking these data. Of course, this have another cost because it needs to keep track of where stuff are and stuff like that. So it's not, again, a silver bullet, but at least it saves a lot of drawing power from the graphics card. So now you can see we have down at 39 again. So this is very powerful if you use that in your custom maps, because this data, as far as I know, should be taken over to the game too, and be let's try it actually. I haven't tested that specifically, so let's try and build the mod here. Let's try and do the same in the game and let's see if it works. I hope so. Already tried occlusion calling. Yeah, but as I also said, Guanaco, in the way maps are loaded right now, this won't have any effect, so it won't work there. it only works in this custom map thing. How many people have downloaded the game? I can't say that, but you can look at some Steam DB and stuff like that and get an idea. But more than I was thinking in the beginning, I would say. Yeah, but Occlusion Calling, it's not added by default. So okay. So see what I did here? Okay, anybody have an idea what the problem is here? Why can't I move around? It's because the idiot that made the map put in a camera. We need to remove that. And then build them out again. So you cannot have oh yeah, it's triangles. Yeah, of course. So you cannot have a camera inside your scene. I could do something to remove it, but I think I will just leave it. Maybe at some point we will have support for different cameras and you can do stuff. So it's up to you how you want to do that as the mod creator. If it does like it did here, I'm pretty sure nobody would install you in your mod anyway. We also had a lot of trouble with splines, like roads and rivers, the water shaders. With proper support rather than the jerky way, we have been fixed those issues too. I don't know, we will have to test soon. I will soon release this to the closed beta group, so you guys can test it out. The few of you that are in that group. But yeah, it will be nice to see if maybe it also fixed that weird if right now I'm not running on the latest version of Unity, because the latest version of Unity makes the custom maps you already made mess up completely. They are completely just like I showed in the video previously, but this white thing just super weird. Maybe having mods loaded in maps loaded in a more real, correct way will solve that problem too. But we'll have to test that out. So let's see here. Let's go up here and let's go to Occlusion Calling, rendering, Occlusion Calling, visualize. Okay, that's not so good. What if I do like this? Okay. That's not so good. That's something I have to look into. Because I was pretty sure that... I don't know if you can see the problem, but there are no... It says that there are no occlusion calling data here. That's pretty bummer when I just showed you how it should work and then it doesn't work. Game dev time, yeah, that's it. But I've been on here for 1.5 hours now, so it's soon ending. But we fixed the tinting issue, but the occlusion calling, I have to look into that. I think I need to talk with the UMod creator and ask him why occlusion calling data is not carried over. Or maybe I'm loading the map wrongly or need to do something. Because as you can see here, it doesn't, well, the map works fine, there's no problem, but you know, it's, first of all, it's still have these triangles, and also it says there is no data, and that's not what we want. Interesting. But again, this was also the first time I tested it in the game. You know, I know how occlusion calling works normally, but adding, you know, as a mod support thingy is always fun because you're doing stuff like in a different way. So that's something I have to look into. That's annoying. But maybe it's maybe it isn't carried over from the mod, or yeah, I have to ask the UMod creator for that. Niklas, hello, another Danish fellow. Oh my god, 3 Danish guys in here today. Okay, Lucas is Danish too, I think, but 3 new guys. Niklas, haven't you been here before? And Pyro Luca, did I hear game dev time? Yeah. And I actually started out with real game dev time with a croissant and coffee, but that's all gone now. So yeah, party's over. No, I said Lucas. Sorry. But you didn't write Danish today in the chat. But there was 3 new guys writing in Danish. So I guess as they were writing in Danish that they were new here, I guess. Okay, Niklas is the first time. Okay. I don't think there was another Niklas. But I know Lucas and Niklas. And Lucas is Danish too. He's now writing. I can also write in Danish. It's no problem. Yeah. But I know Lucas, Niklas, and who's the other one? EMJI90. And the first one, I can't remember. Slay 3M. Yeah. But all the guys, the Danish guys, is also fine. Because there's a lot more other than others. If I just have made this channel and live stream in Danish, I would have very few people, I guess. But okay, we are more than 7 people in Denmark, so maybe. Yeah, we are actually 7 right now in views I can see. Anyway, so that was it for today. Good start with progress on fixing this tinting issue. Really nice. Super nice with the Occlusion Calling intro I did. Super bad that it didn't work in the game, but I'll have to check out on that because that can't be real, right? We have to make that work. It has to work, but it's a little out of what I'm doing because I don't think really I can load the scene in the wrong way. I think more it's a UMod thing that either is not including or extracting that occlusion data correctly. So I'll reach out to UMod and see if they have a solution for that. JJ Blocks, bye. Hello HML. I'm actually ending the stream right now, so you better hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified next time. Because it was good. Okay, now we go all France and German and I can say a petite Danone and croissant. Inspector, oh, what is it called in the Pink Panda? Inspector Croissant or whatever. Not croissant, but croissant. Au revoir, au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss, bis später. Yeah. Have a nice day, Amnesty, because you have a new day in front of you. At our place it's night and we just went to bed because it's late at night in Taiwan. So we got everybody, we got the entire world in here. Pretty crazy. The internet is a great thing. Anyway, see you guys. Let me find the ending stream thingy. Yeah. See you. Bye.